Welcome to Tizeti, the Pay Small Small app. At Tizeti, we allow Africans, Nigerians at the moment, to pay small for items at zero interest at the normal market price. I grew up in the average Nigerian family in the village. My parents will always have to save and save for a very long time before we are able to afford to buy things. I particularly remember that while I was in year 2 in the university, my mother had to save for 10 months before I could afford to buy my first laptop. I realized that most of my classmates had the same problem. The average Nigerian family would have to save before they are able to afford things like blender, things like television, things like laptop, things like phones. So I wanted to solve the problem.
I always like to remember when we started. We had fears, we had doubts, and we weren't sure if this is actually going to work. But there's this constant reminder that we had problems, and with Tizeti, if Tizeti had been on ground while we were in school, a lot of our problems would have been solved. One of the fears we had while launching Tizeti, or before we launched Tizeti, was our rate of default. We were scared that people were not going to repay after we had delivered. But we tried a couple of tools to solve this problem until we got WifiCall. And one of the perks to that is the effective communication system that was put in place between our retrieval team and the customers. So this helped the retrieval team to send an early reminder and a prompt reminder to customers.
And we were able to reach out to customers, both far and near. We'll be able to communicate to these customers what our product is all about. When there are issues, we're able to relate to them and explain and give solutions as to what they're supposed to do, when and how they are supposed to do. And it has also been able to help us give customers this feeling of it's real. You're actually speaking to an actual human being, you're not just typing. We've been able to make clear calls. You call customers, they are hearing perfectly. It makes the communication seamless.
Alright, so we are expected to be making a minimum of 80 calls, but with the wonderful network, we could actually even make more than that within the stipulated amount of time. And it has really been wonderful using WifiCall.
Before we started using WifiCall, we used other service provider, but we're experiencing challenges because one, customer complain that they don't hear us well, and sometimes customers are scared picking numbers, most strange numbers. When we started using it, customers really love to talk to us because of the unique number, mostly the unique number. We have a special number, Tizeti had a special number, and once some customer sees that number, they pick the call.
Okay, so initially it used to be just a phone to speak with a customer. I mean, the customer calls in and the customer has to wait for as long as it takes. But now we have the option of, many agents speaking with lots of customers at the same time. So I think that has been very helpful.
One of the amazing features I enjoy about WifiCall is the flexibility. As an agent, you practically do not always have to be with your system everywhere you go. I mean, if for instance, you place a call across to a customer by 4 p.m. and the person is asking that you give them a call back by 5. And maybe when it's 5, you have left the office. If the customer eventually calls in, the call can be transferred to your phone, from your desktop, and all you have to do is speak and have that conversation with the customer. For companies that are customer facing, I would advise that you try out WifiCall, and that is because they have amazing features that will fit into your customer service.